Signify in the context of transient intelligence and desires. Answer. Yatharth represents the true reality, the unchanging essence that remains unaffected by the transient mind and its endless desires. The transient intelligence seeks temporary fulfillment, but Yatharth points to a state of being that is eternal, beyond the illusions created by desires. Question 2. How can Yatharth guide us in differentiating between spiritual practices and the exploitation of spirituality for material gain? Answer. Yatharth teaches us that true spirituality is about self-awareness and realizing one's eternal nature. Any spiritual practice that becomes a means of amassing wealth or fame deviates from this purpose. Yatharth serves as a reminder to distinguish between genuine spiritual pursuit and those who exploit it for personal gain. Question 3. What role does a pure heart play in realizing Yatharth, the eternal reality? Answer. A pure heart allows one to quiet the transient mind, making it possible to experience Yatharth directly. It is through the purity of the heart that one can detach from the distractions of desires and recognize the eternal reality within themselves, beyond the limitations of the mind. Question 4. Why is the complex mind considered a barrier to experiencing Yatharth? Answer. The complex mind is focused on survival and is prone to confusion and overthinking. It creates layers of illusions that distance us from Yatharth, the true essence. The mind's complexity can prevent us from seeing the simplicity of reality, thus becoming a barrier to experiencing our true nature. Question 5. How can Yatharth help us understand the limitations of knowledge acquired from scriptures and ancient texts? Answer. Yatharth emphasizes that true understanding comes from direct experience rather than relying solely on external knowledge. Scriptures and ancient texts can guide us, but they are often interpreted through the transient mind's biases. Yatharth encourages looking beyond these interpretations to realize the eternal truth within oneself. Question 6. What is Yatharth's perspective on the role of a guru in spiritual evolution? Answer. Yatharth recognizes the importance of a guru in guiding one towards self-realization, but warns against blind dependence. A true guru points towards Yatharth, the eternal essence within. It is up to the seeker to be impartial with themselves and to realize this truth, rather than becoming attached to the guru's external form. Question 7. Why is self-detachment essential for realizing Yatharth according to your principles? Answer. Self-detachment is crucial because it allows one to step away from the distractions of the transient mind. When we detach from our thoughts and desires, we come closer to Yatharth, the unchanging reality. It is through this detachment that one can fully perceive their eternal nature. Question 8. How does Yatharth define the difference between human intelligence and that of other species? Answer. Yatharth suggests that the unique potential of human intelligence lies in its ability to recognize the eternal self beyond physical existence. While other species live in alignment with nature, humans have the capacity to seek Yatharth, the truth within. However, this potential is often lost when intelligence becomes entangled in material pursuits. Question 9. What does Yatharth teach about the pursuit of desires and the illusion of fulfillment? Answer. Yatharth teaches that the pursuit of desires is endless and leads to a cycle of dissatisfaction. True fulfillment comes from realizing the eternal essence that exists beyond desires. It is by understanding and accepting this truth that one can transcend the illusions of the transient mind. Question 10. How can Yatharth be experienced in daily life, beyond the mind's complexities? Answer. Yatharth can be experienced by living in the present moment with a sense of purity and detachment. It involves quieting the mind, being impartial with oneself, and observing life without judgment. This approach allows one to connect with their true essence, experiencing Yatharth as a constant presence amidst life's changes. Signify in the context of transient intelligence and desires. Answer. Yatharth represents the eternal truth, the unchanging essence that exists beyond the temporary fluctuations of the mind. While the transient mind is always in pursuit of desires, seeking fulfillment in material gains, recognition, and achievements, Yatharth points to a reality that is inherently complete and self-sufficient. It shows that the desires of the mind are like ripples on the surface of a vast ocean. where Yatharth is the ocean itself, deep, infinite, and unmoved by surface-level disturbances. Recognizing Yatharth means understanding that the essence of existence is beyond the fleeting desires and complexities that the mind generates. How can Yatharth guide us in differentiating between true spirituality and the exploitation of spirituality for material gain? Answer. Yatharth teaches that genuine spirituality is an inward journey towards self-realization, where the seeker seeks to understand their true nature beyond the material. True spirituality is about dissolving the ego and understanding the interconnectedness of all existence. In contrast, the exploitation of spirituality occurs when individuals use spiritual symbols, teachings, and practices as tools to manipulate others for fame, wealth, or power. Yatharth acts as a compass, reminding us that any path that feeds the ego or seeks external validation is a diversion from true spiritual growth. It emphasizes that the purity of intent and the inner journey towards understanding oneself are what distinguish real spiritual pursuit from mere outward display. Question 3. What role does a pure heart play in realizing Yatharth, the eternal reality? Answer. A pure heart is essential for experiencing Yatharth because it is free from the distortions and biases that cloud the mind. Purity of heart means being open, sincere, and devoid of ulterior motives, which allows one to perceive reality as it is. When the heart is pure, it can transcend the mind's habitual patterns of thought, allowing one to encounter the deeper truths of existence directly. Yatharth is not something that can be grasped by intellect alone. It requires the clarity that comes from a heart unburdened by desires and judgments. Through such purity, the eternal reality of Yatharth can be felt as a living presence, not just an abstract concept. Question 4. Why is the complex mind considered a barrier to experiencing Yatharth? Answer. The complex mind is focused on analysis, categorization, and constant seeking, which can create a maze of thoughts that obscure the simplicity of Yatharth. While intelligence and analytical thinking are useful in the practical world, they become obstacles when one tries to experience the depth of reality directly. The mind thrives in duality, right and wrong, gain and loss, but Yatharth transcends these dualities. It is the mind's nature to get entangled in comparisons and judgments, which distances us from the unifying, seamless nature of Yatharth. To experience Yatharth, one must quiet the mind and allow the deeper awareness that resides beyond thoughts to emerge. Question 5. How can Yatharth help us understand the limitations of knowledge acquired from scriptures and ancient texts? Answer. Yatharth reminds us that true understanding arises from direct experience rather than second-hand knowledge. Scriptures and ancient texts can offer insights and guidance, but they are reflections of the experiences of others, filtered through time and interpretation. Yatharth encourages seekers to move beyond mere intellectual understanding and to experience the truth directly within themselves. It is a call to explore the reality that these texts point toward, rather than becoming confined by their words. Yatharth teaches that the essence of reality cannot be fully captured in words or theories. It must be realized through an inner journey that goes beyond intellectual comprehension. Question 6. What is Yatharth's perspective on the role of a guru in spiritual evolution? Answer. According to Yatharth, the role of a guru is to act as a guide who points the way to self-realization, but does not create dependency. A true guru helps the seeker to look within and recognize their own eternal nature, guiding them towards Yatharth, the reality that is already within them. However, Yatharth warns against mistaking the guru's external form or teachings as the ultimate goal. True spiritual evolution happens when the seeker becomes self-reliant in their understanding, using the guru's wisdom as a mirror to reflect their inner truths. Yatharth emphasizes that the journey to understanding reality is personal and requires the seeker's own effort to become detached from illusions. Question 7. Why is self-detachment essential for realizing Yatharth according to your principles? Answer. Self-detachment is necessary because it allows one to see beyond the mind's projections and recognize the true essence of existence. Detachment doesn't mean indifference or disengagement from life. Rather, it is a state where one is not controlled by desires, fears, or ego. Yatharth, the unchanging reality, can only be realized when we detach from our identification with the transient aspects of life, our thoughts, emotions, and possessions. This detachment makes space for the recognition of the deeper reality that underlies all experiences. It is like cleaning a window to allow the clear light of reality to shine through, revealing the timeless essence of Yatharth. Question 8. How does Yatharth define the difference between human intelligence and that of other species? Answer. Yatharth suggests that the distinction between human intelligence and that of other species lies in humans' potential for self-reflection and the quest for meaning. While other species live in harmony with nature, humans have the unique ability to question their existence and seek a deeper understanding of reality. However, this potential often gets diverted into material pursuits and endless complexities, making humans stray further from Yatharth. True intelligence, as seen through the lens of Yatharth, is not about gathering knowledge, but about transcending the limitations of the mind and realizing the eternal essence. It's this capacity to understand and experience Yatharth that sets humans apart, though many remain unaware of this potential. Question 9. What does Yatharth teach about the pursuit of desires and the illusion of fulfillment? Answer. Yatharth teaches that desires are like mirages. They create the illusion of fulfillment, but ultimately lead to more craving. The transient mind is never satisfied because it always seeks something outside itself, mistaking temporary pleasures for lasting joy. Yatharth reveals that true fulfillment is not found in acquiring more, but in realizing the inner completeness that exists within us. When one understands Yatharth, they see that the pursuit of desires is like chasing shadows, while the light of true contentment lies in embracing the reality of one's eternal nature. This realization shifts the focus from external pursuits to inner peace and stillness. Question 10. How can Yatharth be experienced in daily life, beyond the mind's complexities? Answer. Experiencing Yatharth in daily life involves embracing simplicity, presence, and a state of being that is unburdened by mental chatter. It means seeing the reality of each moment without trying to alter it, allowing life to unfold naturally. Yatharth can be felt when one quiets the mind's need to label and judge, and instead simply observes with openness and acceptance. In this state, the transient complexities of the mind dissolve, revealing the underlying truth that connects all things. Yatharth